mistake. Yeah, welcome to ShareTreck. This is Raj here. Good morning, and thanks for joining me this morning in our live stream. So, pre-market, this is what I am thinking. It looks like the markets are starting the week with a bit of a pause. Stock futures are looking weak. S&P 500 and NASDAQ are all slightly lower this morning, as you can see on the charts out here. And investors seem to be taking a breath and waiting for fresh figures before pushing further. And as you would realize, most major earnings are behind us. There's a light economic calendar today, but investors will keep an eye on NAHB Housing Market Index coming out at 10:30 this morning. And the housing sentiment has been soft recently. So this number could give us a clue as to how things are holding up on that crucial sector. But the outlook doesn't look that great to me. Guys, as you know, I'm a real estate broker in Canada, so I have a lot of interest in real estate. I'm looking at the 2-year by 10-year spreads, and you can see it's not looking healthy. Anything above 0.5 is not good. And if you look at the 20-year treasury, it's around 4.875. And the 30-year is at around 4.897. Both of these are very close to the striking distance to 5%. So I would say that right now there's a tug of war between the desire to have a lower interest rate expressed very strongly by the White House and the Fed's dilemma of trying to do a rate cut while the inflation is still not within the target range, and also trying to do a rate cut while the tariff effects have not yet fully flown into the consumer pricing. We saw the PPI give a hint that the producers are feeling the effect of the tariff. It's a matter of time before that gets pushed into the CPI. So that's the hesitation by the Fed. So later this week, the Jackson Hole conference is going to be very critical, and all eyes will be on Fed Chair Jerome Powell for clues about when and how quickly the interest rate might start coming down. That's keeping traders cautious for now, in my opinion, and they try to read between the lines ahead of those remarks because they would like to be forward pricing and be there ahead of schedule with their positionings. So I think that's the cause of the hesitance this morning when we look at all the indices being a bit low in the startup. That's how I would put it. And I'm also thinking that we need to have a little look overseas as well. Asian markets had a positive start with Shanghai hitting decade high closes, and Indian equities getting a boost after a surprise cut in the GST, the consumption tax. They had 4 categories and they reduced it to just 2 categories. And some which were taxed in the low 20s are now going to be taxed in single digits. So the consumer is going to get a break out there. And India is expecting that that will kind of offset the tariff issues coming out from the United States. So that's the dynamic in the Indian market. Over in Europe, shares open modestly flat today as investors watch closely for updates on ongoing talks related to Ukraine and meetings with Russian and Western leaders. Now, the dynamic is that the way I look at it, of course, this is political, but we cannot avoid looking at the politics when we are looking at the impact on our shares. So I'm thinking that basically Trump is looking for a Nobel Peace Prize because Obama got one as soon as he became president. So he has been asking for it right from his first term. And Trump always gets what he wants. So he's going to look for that. That's the reason why he rubbed India the wrong way when India refused to say that he resolved the India-Pakistan crisis. That could have been the basis for a Nobel Peace Prize. And then he gave Cambodia an opportunity, and Cambodia immediately took it. So both Pakistan and Cambodia have nominated Trump for a Nobel Prize. And when Putin met Trump in Alaska, he definitely gave an idea that if the Russian issue was solved the way he wanted it, then he could nominate Trump for a Nobel Prize. So now you have Trump telegraphing ahead of the meeting with Zelensky, that Zelensky should give up the Crimean region and give up getting into NATO, and there will be peace. And the European leaders are tugging along so that Zelensky doesn't face the same situation like last time. So we don't know what's going to happen out there. But whatever happens, if the hostilities continue, India will continue to be under pressure with that 25% extra for buying Russian oil. And then China will also come under the scanner for buying Russian oil. So that will have an impact on the oil markets, because if both of them decide to come into the open market and not buy Russian oil, then the global oil prices will go up. That will increase inflation. That is going to spook Jerome Powell. That's going to spook markets. So the way I look at it, Trump is not thinking through everything properly. He's single-mindedly looking at what is good for him. Can he put a Trump Tower? Can he get a Nobel Prize? Can he make some money? Right? So that's the way I think he's operating. Otherwise, we would not be in this situation, because after the meeting with Zelensky, if it turns out that US is not going to interfere in this, and it's up to Zelensky and Europe to confront Russia, and then Trump continues with this objective of putting those extra tariffs on China and India, then we definitely have an inflation problem and the market's going down. I had an interesting conversation with another viewer on one of my videos where he said that US is not like Britain. There is no replacement for US as a superpower and the reserve currency. So the question I asked was, what is it that made US superpower and a reserve currency in the first place? And what is the current policy? Is it negating all of those things? And my opinion is that, yes, it is negating all the things that made US a superpower and a reserve currency. So we are in the age of turmoil, and there's going to be a lot of volatility. That's my thought. Oil price is looking very boring. It's holding its ground. Gold is up almost 0.5%, while cryptocurrencies saw a bit of a dip this morning. Meanwhile, US Treasury yields are relatively steady after foreign investors increase their holdings of government debt to record levels. As we look at the ticker, earnings are lighter than usual, but still worth watching. And on the big picture, I would say traders continue debating whether the US economy can keep growing strong, or if persistent inflation will bring pressure on the market. After last week's hotter than expected inflation numbers and solid retail sales, opinions remain divided on whether S&P can push beyond 6,500 or if a correction is overdue. In the sector spotlight, Novo Nordisk is firing on all cylinders. The stock is up over 4% pre-market as the company reports strong sales and gains FDA approval for another obesity treatment, Wegovy. Meanwhile, that has hit Eli Lilly, which I am holding, and I'm thinking it's going to be a momentary hit. Eli Lilly should bounce back again, but Indian stocks are enjoying a lift from that unexpected tax cut, bringing some optimism for emerging markets. HDFC Life and Hindustan Aeronautics are among the top picks for this week, given their strong earnings and momentum. And finally, geopolitical tensions continue to simmer with eyes on Ukraine and follow-up discussions after last week's quiet Russia-US summit, which was an anticlimax. And I think investors are remaining cautious and also attentive. Now let's go and have a look at our indices themselves. Let's reset this chart so that we have a one-day chart in front of us, and reset the whole thing and go for a single window so that we can see this clearly. You can see pre-market today, we are already below the line of support that we had at 6,474.75. That has now become a resistance. We have bearish sentiment. MACD is almost on top of the signal line to cross over to the bearish side. Momentum is also dropping even though it is elevated. So I think that the market is going to open red this morning. Ditto for NASDAQ. It's also below the line of resistance that we have. It's not a minor line of resistance in my opinion. I'm going to say that this is a regular line of resistance, and I'm going to plot it from here. So it's going to be at around 23,761. We are right now at 23,753. So that's the status that we have. And I'm just going to go on directly to look at the indicators. And you can see that we have a support out here at 6,430 for S&P 500. If we break that, the next support today is at 6,388. Likewise for NASDAQ, we have got a support at around 23,622. And if we break down below that, the next support is going to be at 23,270. Sentiment is bearish. MACD is on top of the signal line, and momentum is dropping, though it's above the signal line and above the RSI. Now, VIX is at around 3.45% gain in pre-market trades. A little bit of elevation on VIX. That shows that there is a little bit of volatility stirring up. It's about time, I believe. And gold is also picking up. It's up 0.28%. QQQ is indicating that we are going to have negative open. It's down 0.19% in pre-market trade. However, it has got a support at 574.87. Right now, we are at 576.32. If we break down below this, then I'll have to extend this line out here and say that we'll have a support at around 572.58. So that's the support that we have. Sentiment is bearish. MACD is on top of the signal line, and momentum is also weak. Of course, we do have divergences here and there, but as we have seen in the past, divergences can continue for a longer period of time without actually being affected. Now we have NVDA. We're going into the AI sector. NVDA is down 0.34% in pre-market trades, and I believe that NVDA is among the engines for the indices. NVIDIA has influenced the MAX 6. And altogether, the MAX 7 has been pulling up the index, giving it a weightage of almost 30 to 40%. So if NVIDIA goes down, the index goes down. That's my opinion. And today, we are looking weak because we are at this point of time below where we closed yesterday. We are down by 0.86% as of yesterday. And further, we are down by another 0.35% as of pre-market action today. So our resistance continues to be at 183.92. Sentiment has turned bearish. MACD is bearish, and momentum is also dropping. And if you look at Meta is down 0.56%. And if you look at Google is almost flat in the morning trades. And if you look at Amazon, it is down 0.25%. And if you look at Apple, it's down 0.18%. And Microsoft is up 0.09%, but I would say it's almost flat. And Tesla is down 0.76%. And AMD is down 0.89%. So here we are looking at the Mag 7 being negative in the pre-market, and they are deeply negative. Therefore, when the market opens, I'm expecting it to open a bit in the negative. And if you look at Oracle, it's down 0.34%. SMCI is down 0.64%. It is moving towards our target of 33.64, which we had plotted with a bear flag. And then we have Broadcom, and Broadcom is down 0.44%. Palantir is down 1.68%. SMH is down 0.34%. All of these are pre-market numbers that we are talking about. Tempest AI is down 2.28% pre-market. So this is the range of trading. Let me go and have a look at Rigetti. I'm just curious to see what has happened to Rigetti. Rigetti is down to 16.44. It's still above the 16.1 at which I sold and booked losses. I want to see it come down. I want to see it go near the supports that we have out here. And then I'll decide if I want to dip back into Rigetti to recover some of my losses on the counter, or if there are better deals to be had elsewhere. So with that said, I'm looking at FNGD, which is starting to come up again, 1.03% up this morning. So I might be able to gain a little bit on my shorts. And I have Genomics coming up next. In Genomics, we have Prime, which is up 3.36%. It is still within the bull flag. It is consolidating. And this is a bear flag within a bull flag, and we have supports out here. We have not yet come to 50% mark of the flagpole, so I'll still consider this a bull flag. The probability of this breaking out on the upside is higher than that on the downside. Intelia is up 0.73%. If the overall market goes down, all of Genomics is likely to go down. That's the way I look at the genomic sector right now. This is the bear flag now, and we have this consolidation taking place out here, and the way it has to go is probably it will break down. It will go on the downside. We'll wait and watch what happens, but the indications are clear. Sentiment is absolutely bearish. MACD is bearish. Momentum is below average. All of those indicates a weak chart to me. Caribou is down 6.06%. And we have a support at around 1.86, and pre-market we are exactly at 1.86. If we open below this, then 1.86 becomes a resistance and our support becomes 1.61. Beam Therapeutics is up 0.17% in pre-market trades. Altimmune is down 0.28. Editas is up 1.32% in pre-market trades. Illumina is up 0.29% in pre-market trades. It's trying to consolidate out here, and it has got a resistance at 103.35, and it has a support at 93. And if you look at CRISPR Therapeutics, it's down 0.99% in pre-market trades. It has a resistance today at $60. Right now it's at 59.14. If it breaks out above $60, then I'll start looking at bullishness for CRISPR Therapeutics. However, you can see that the sentiment is bearish, MACD is bearish, but momentum is above average, so the chart can still improve. Allogene is up 2.73%, trying to recover. Grail has got no trades pre-market, and it has got a support at around 31.85. PACV is up 1.53% in pre-market trades. ARCG is down 0.24% in pre-market trades. Vertex is a stock I'm watching because it has got this bull flag going, and it's up 0.22% today. It's at 393.66. Our resistance on the bull flag today is at 475. So we still have opportunities for things to move, but I've kind of made a mistake, it seems to me. This bull flag is past, and I think we already dropped down. So pardon me for making a mistake out there. If you look at this chart out here, I think that we are trying to create a new bull flag out here. There is a consolidation happening, but just 3 days of flags don't help. The positive today, again, adds up to create one more green flag out here. So I'm hopeful that when this bull flag breaks out, it has the highest probability of breaking out on the upside. Then we'll go and challenge this resistance at 414.15. So as we have seen in the past, bull flags are not guaranteed. They are just probabilities. So I'm thinking our probability out here is to break out on the upside because Vertex is a pretty good company. It's got a lot of profit-making therapies already in the market, and it has got something good going on with diabetes and a few other ailments. So I'm still bullish on Vertex, and I'm hoping that we break out from here. Ginkgo Bioworks is where I put a little bit of my money, hoping to break out of this bull flag. But pre-market, it's down 0.91%. And if the market goes down overall, it's going to have a hit on Ginkgo Bioworks. So today I look at getting out of my stake on Ginkgo. I had taken a speculative stake out there. Probably I might not be making much money out of it. We have seen that there are few green flags, really big ones that take it very close to the resistance, and then we drop down very fast with a few big red flags. So let us see how it goes, whether we get red candles going forward or we get green candles. I'll give it a benefit of doubt for today, and maybe at the end of the day I'll take my chance because I was angling for a breakout on the top and going to somewhere around 19.13. Now I'd like to move this out to a breakout at a later stage, and if that happens, we are looking at around 18.71. Not much of a difference. Let us see what happens out there. Lilly is another place which I'm looking very closely. I've invested a little on Lilly. I'm looking at Lilly tracking towards the center of this regression chart and regression channel. And I'm thinking that 754 is where everything is gravitating towards or being pulled up towards. But today, this morning, with the news of Wegovy getting additional approvals from FDA, Lilly is suffering a little bit of a setback, but it's a pretty good company. I think things should work out back again. I'm going to give a benefit of doubt. I'm staying put. I'm profitable on Lilly. I'm going to wait a little bit before I make a decision to pull that trigger. Now, I want to bring you back to Precision. I still have half of my holdings on Precision. Pre-market, it's down 0.68%. I'm going to see what happens with it. I bought it at 1.92. I would then decide to sell and take profits. We got the RSI, which is overbought, and a lot of people who have been sitting on it for a long time are thinking of taking profits. The analyst targets are closer to $6. So there is still opportunity out there. I record everything that I've invested in Precision. So it's a no-brainer for me to continue staying for a little while. We are also looking at Tonix. Tonix is up 2.95%. Remember, I had made a video on that. So it has got a gap fill to happen out here. And I think it's moving towards that. So everything is looking good for Tonix at this point of time. The other company that I bought to your notice during the weekend is a company called as Ultragenics. They had a FDA complete response letter where FDA said that they're having concerns with their manufacturing, and the inspection report of their manufacturing facility raised a few points. All of these, even according to FDA, are addressable. Their PDUFA date was 18th of August. They got the letter on in July, middle of July. And the company has said they're addressing it. I made two videos. First video saying why this is an opportunity. Second video talking about how they can address the manufacturing related issues for the FDA and then get a all clear. And if that happens, this stock is going to jump up. It's not a cheap stock. It's costing $30, but you can see it has had a huge drop on the news. It was at 42.38. Right now, it's at around $30. So there is this gap up to be done. And at the very least, so there is a lot of prospects out here. Personally, I'm planning to buy a little bit of RAD. I'm going to take the risk and put the money in there. It's all up to you, guys. I'm a retail investor and just sharing my thoughts with you. And yeah, we'll see what happens when the market opens. So that's all I have got there, friends. And guys, I have a little request for you. I have my little dog with me, Corey, and she's now not able to use her legs. And she's sticking up with me. I've got to go to the vet for her today. She's 13 years old. So send your prayers and love to Corey. I really love this dog. She's been with me for a long time and she's my companion. And I hope she pulls through somehow. She's not able to stand up, and otherwise she's fine. So please send your best wishes. and we'll take it from there. Now let me look at our chat section and respond to our viewers on the chat. So I have Hot Dog saying, I am researching a biotech ABCL. Okay, Hot Dog, I'll have a look at ABCL and I'll try to make a video on that and give my opinion on that. And Inf is saying, good morning, gotta go. Yes, Inf, you got to go do your day job and make some money. Go there and get them. All the best. So thank you guys. Thanks for joining me. And I wish you a very good day. And I'll keep you posted on what is happening with Corey as well. And soon I'm going to make a video on behind the scenes to give you a more a better idea of who I am, where I'm coming from, give you a look at my studio, and to give a look at who is Raj, the content creator behind the channel. So please watch out for that. And I'll catch up with you guys again very soon. Bye for now. Thanks, Hot Dog. Thanks for joining. Have a nice day. Take care, guys.